Hello everyone, welcome to the Financial Information channel. My name is Marvin. In this video I'm going to give you the recap of the companies that have reported earnings so far. So I'm going to give you a recap of the companies that have reported during the first 3 days. And the first company is going to be Netflix. Now Netflix actually missed on the EPS and revenue. Netflix missed the EPS by 3 cents and it beat the revenue by 20 millions. Their revenue year to year is 30.6%. And as you know, the most important thing about Netflix is the subscribers and the guidance. They reported 850,000 subscribers in the United States and they added 4.45 millions outside the United States. Now both of those numbers actually came out higher than expected. And I mentioned in the stock earnings that Netflix was going to have negative cash flow. The negative cash flow during the quarter came out around 465 millions. Last year they reported negative cash flow as well with 506 millions. So they actually improved the negative cash flow during the next quarter. However, the company is still burning cash. And Netflix actually predicted a strong guidance. They expect to have 1.25 million subscribers during the next quarter and 5.05 million subscribers that are international. So the company actually had really good earnings and the company actually moved up after reporting earnings. However, during the last 2 days, the company has been moving down. And I think that was due to the fact that the company had moved up so much before reporting earnings. Just a couple weeks back, the company share price was around 170. And I do think that a pullback is not a bad thing for Netflix. I think this company is going to continue moving up during the next few months. Now for the next company that reported earnings was CSX. And the company reported average earnings. They were in line with the EPS and they missed on the revenue. They missed on the revenue by 30 millions and the revenue year to year is 1.1%. And I do think that CSX is actually a really good company, but at this price the company shares are a little bit too high. Now for the next company that reported earnings was Goldman Sachs. Now Goldman Sachs beat the EPS by 85 cents and Goldman Sachs beat the revenue by 790 millions and the revenue year to year is 2%. Now Goldman Sachs is an investment bank and the company reported to have 17% growth in that sector. In addition, they have their financial consulting sector revenue go up around 28%. And the company shares actually moved down during the day they reported earnings. However, the next day the company continued moving higher and at this moment is at the higher price before reporting earnings. And I remember reading an article about Goldman Sachs and in that article the person explained that Goldman Sachs would have the revenue go up quite a huge amount if they open a Bitcoin desk. And the reason is because Bitcoin is so volatile, this company would benefit a lot. I don't think that is going to happen anytime soon, but it provides a good idea for the company. Now for the next company that reported earnings is Johnson & Johnson and they beat the EPS by 10 cents and Johnson & Johnson beat the revenue by 370 millions. Their revenue year to year is 10.3% and they had most of their core devices go up quite a huge amount. Their pharmaceutical devices went up 15.4% and the medical devices went up 7.1%. And I would have preferred the company to pull back after reporting earnings. It would have presented a better opportunity to invest into the company. Now for the next company, I thought that it was going to pull back because the company had reported such good numbers during the last few quarters, and that company is going to be Lam Research. Now Lam Research beat the EPS by 18 cents and the revenue by 10 million. Their revenue year to year is 52.1%. But the most important thing is the guidance. The company had a strong guidance. The company expects to have a gross margin of 47.50% and operating margin of 30% plus, which is impressive. And the company had moved up during the last 2 days. Now the next company that reported earnings was Morgan Stanley. Now Morgan Stanley beat the EPS by 12 cents and it beat the revenue by 190 millions. The revenue year to year is 3.3%. And this is a great company. During the last 4 quarters the company has been very solid. It has continued moving up and I think it's going to continue moving up during the next year. And the next company to have reported earnings was United Health Group. The company beat the EPS by 10 cents and they were in line with the revenue. The revenue year to year is 8.7%. And the company didn't move after reporting earnings. However, there were news about Congress and the healthcare. And after hearing the news about Congress resuming the bailout payments to the healthcare, the company shares started to move up. And it wasn't just this company, it was the complete group. And the next company to have reported earnings was American Express. And American Express had a good quarter. It beat the EPS by 2 cents and it beat the revenue by 150 millions. The revenue year to year is 8.6%. And the shares actually started to move down even though the company reported good earnings. And remember what I said last week, if the company managed to beat the $95 price, $96 price, the company was going to move quite a huge amount. So I think during the next few days it's very critical that the company starts to move up. And if it doesn't, the company is going to pull back quite a bit. Now we're going to take a look at the next company that reported earnings. And that company is going to be eBay. eBay was in line with the EPS and the company beat the revenue by 40 millions. The revenue year to year is 8.6%. And the reason why the company shares moved down, the guidance was very weak. They expect to have an EPS of $1 with 99 cents to around $2 with 1 cent, and most analysts expected to have an EPS for next quarter with around $2 with 02 cents. And the last company that I'm gonna mention in this video is IBM. And even though that company wasn't mentioned in the stock earnings video, it was because the company hasn't grown as much. Now the company beat the EPS by 2 cents and it beat the revenue by 550 millions. The revenue year to year is negative 0.4%. And the company share for IBM moved up around 9% after reporting earnings. And one thing to note is that Warren Buffett made around 800 millions just by having shares in IBM. And he made that amount just in one day. And that is gonna be everything for the video. I'm gonna talk about the stock news tomorrow. In addition, I'm gonna include more stock earnings. In those stock news, I'm gonna talk about Adobe. It went up around 8% after hours. And I'm going to talk about Facebook, about one acquisition they made this week. And remember, you can leave in the comment section below if you're investing in any of the companies mentioned in this video. And for me, I don't have any company shares for the companies that have reported during the last 3 days. And remember, you can subscribe to the financial information channel. I'm going to continue bringing videos about the stock market, personal finance, and how to make money online. I want to thank you once again for watching the video. Have an excellent day and take care, my friends.